Well, well, well. Hello. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing good today. We have a dev stream today. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
General Kenobi.
Hello there. Look who it isn't. Hey, what's up, Andy? Welcome back. Clone Review. Ed and Dan, Elmaster, Meat Puppet, Rotem, Mystic Troll. Welcome back, my friend. Always good to see you. Meat Puppet. My guy. My guy. "26 months of membership. Jesus Christ. 26 months. That's a lot of months, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what do you guys think we're going to see today? In the post that they had on the website, they mentioned a story roadmap. So I'm going to hold them to that with the stream. And I would like to see a story roadmap. It's like there's quite a lot of people showing up to the stream for the devs. Just over 1,000 people on the devs live stream right now. People are eager to know what is happening.
Have to do it alone. Make allies or enemies in co-op story experiences, PvP matches.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We don't need the sound for that. Not just yet. Take a shot whenever you hear pew pew. Well, I got some rum and cola in a can here, so I guess that'll have to do. Can't wait to see more cartel market items. More Twitch drops? Yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed. They said they're going to do a Twitch drops campaign every time they do a developer live stream, if I'm not mistaken. So every time they do a dev stream, there will be a new Twitch drop. They will go hand in hand, as far as I know. Yeah, we need story, right? And crafting, yeah. Some more on crafting would be good. It would be good. No story until 7.8. That could be the case, you know. I would probably set your expectation to that. Because they mentioned something about a roadmap, right? So I imagine we will see something to do with story releases in the form of overpatches. Because I don't think they're just going to dump it all out. I think they're going to take advantage of the fact that they can release it segmented. I don't think it's going to be a, you know, dump it all in and carry on type situation. I do pretty much suspect it's going to be a, you know, we'll release this bit on 7.8 and then that bit on 7.9, and then we need to talk about what's coming after that, right? Because we're pretty much due an expansion after this story is ended. So it would be nice to hear about that, right? It would be nice to hear that there's some reinvestment happening with the game. Because we're at that point. We're at that point. Hey, appreciate that, Erdan. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, more outfits from the Star Wars universe. I guess that would be cool. People want more of the Old Republic themed stuff there, right? More original things. That's what they want. Oh, they're live.
Everyone,
Picked the wrong time to pick it. Welcome to the 771 developer live stream for Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm Jackie, senior community
Let me know how
manager,
the audio
and we
levels
got
are,
there.
guys.
I gave you enough time.
Thank you.
Yes?
I'm Eric Musco, game director. I'm drinking water. Don't mind me.
Yeah, allergies are terrible right now.
They are, yeah.
But yeah,
Austin can't decide if it's 70 or 100, so it's great.
feels like 100 in this room. But yeah, we're back, and we have a really beefy stream for everyone. There's a lot of information, so you'll want to stick around for the entirety of the stream.
Oh, it's
Even
beefy,
more
they
so
say.
because there's an active Twitch drop right now. So if you watch 1 hour of live SWTOR content on Twitch, you will obtain the Coruscant art poster decoration. If you haven't yet, make sure that you go to SWTOR.com, hook up your SWTOR account and your Twitch account, and that's how you will be able to obtain progress towards earning those Twitch rewards or Twitch drops.
Yeah, if you want the Twitch drop, guys, should be a pinned link in the YouTube section. I'm also streaming on Twitch, so if you want to get the Twitch drop, then you can go over there and get some progress.
Drops for the live streams where we tell you about the update. We also then run a Twitch drop when the game update goes live.
Yes, and so this is what the Twitch drop mount will be at 7.7 launch proper. You're going to get the TF6 Striker mount by watching 4 hours of live Twitch content.
Yep. I think this has a flourish.
That's another reskin.
What's the flourish?
It's a flourish.
Thank you, Brad.
It's something that you press and it does a thing.
Great, thank you, Brad. It has a flourish.
There is a flourish on
There is
it.
one. Brad won't tell me what it is, but that's something. We'll have to find out.
But-
Keep your secrets.
Yeah.
He'll be on camera later. We could just make him tell us.
That's
He
based
still
on
won't tell us
something
that.
from the Kotfi
And as a
Kurtet
reminder, I
era.
often get questions as far as like how often we do Twitch drops. So it's every single time that we host a developer live stream like today, and every single time that there is a game update launch. The live stream drops will you watch 1 hour and they'll be active for roughly 2 weeks. With game update launches, it's you watch between anywhere 4 to 5 hours, and then that campaign will be active for 28 days following launch.
Yep.
So just as a reminder.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Yep. So let's talk about what's in the 771 live stream. First up,
Tell us.
what's going on with story? So we were waiting for
Yes.
some pieces to fall into place. We have some of those pieces. Still got a few more, but we're going to tell you about where
Tell
we
us
are at
everything.
with that and what that means for date night. So we're going to hit that first, me and
Mm-hmm.
Jackie right out of the gate. So just hold tight for that one. Then Bryant's going to join me. We're going to talk about what Galactic Season 9 is and the surrounding updates around that. That includes updates to Activity Finder and some other things that might be related to Galactic Season 9. We have some updates to Free to Play, which is nice,
Yes.
along with combat updates. We have some changes coming to that. We have Feast of Prosperity
Interesting.
coming back with some new rewards. And then Brad's going to join me. You already heard me call him out. We're going to talk about what's coming to the cartel market, what's coming up to character modernization. We have some cool stuff to show you there, and what the status is of DirectX 12.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Story.
Story.
Let's
You've
go.
been waiting. It's only 2 slides. It's not going to take long, but plenty of information to get in there. So, as you know, we've been waiting for a few pieces to fall into place. We have quite a bit of that. Just a few more things that we still got to wait. So, it's not coming in 771, but here is the roadmap for you. Just so you have it all in your hands. Galactic Threads is planned to come in Game Update 7.8, which is our holiday update. And then right on the heels of that, we're just going to take the mold and throw it out the window. And so that means Masters Enigma, which is the story update that follows right after that, is
Yeah, we kind of predicted that, right? That they wasn't going to do it all at once, so they're going to do it over 2 updates, which is fine. They should be relatively close by.
to happen in our next update, Galactic Threads. That's where you should expect the next story update. And then we're going to break the mold a little bit. We don't usually do story in our .1s, but we're going to anyway. So you'll get Masters Enigma following right after that in 781.
Yeah,
So-
we want to get the story out to all of you as quickly as possible.
That's right. So you should definitely make sure to come back. I mean, you should come to all of our streams anyway, but that means 7.8 is where we'll kind of catch you up on everything that's been going on in the story. If you aren't caught up in the story, certainly catch up in the summer. Now's your times, because that means Galactic Threads will be coming right around the corner. And of course, for catching up on story, that means you're going, where's the dates at? So there aren't going to be any coming in 771.
Oh. We lost them. We lost them. They're having technical difficulties.
Who they are. So Jackie,
there we go.
Torian Kadera and Kara Carson. I can just hear the screams on social right now.
Yep.
Just hear it.
Yep.
I know
So-
a lot of people are going to be very, very excited to see these two.
Yep. So what we will do is come back for the 781 live stream. That's where Caitlin and Ashley will certainly come back. It sounds like you'll definitely get plenty of Caitlin and Ashley on the next couple streams because we'll be talking about Galactic Threads, Masters Enigma, the dates, and there'll be plenty of story information to catch up on over the next couple of live streams and beyond. So
Yeah, and just going back just a tiny bit, just in case some players may not know our content cadence, 7.8 is our holiday update.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yep. So look for that in the holiday
year.
period. Yep, as well.
This
Yeah.
year.
So you won't have to wait too long.
All right.
What do you mean don't have to wait too long? That's 6 months, bro. 5 months. What the hell? Hey, Josh, I appreciate that, man. So it's going to be in the holidays. Great. So a year and a half, yeah. Insane.
Of the tubes.
Yep.
And we'll catch you up on everything going on with.
All right,
Thank you, Stan Screen.
bye. Space mooches. Mwah.
Yeah, that's going to be December then. Galactic Season 2, System QOL updates, and free-to-play improvements. Free-to-play improvements? Have we been heard? Have they been watching our videos? All right, let's find out what this is. Let's find out. Story 2026. Yeah, to be fair, it's like an entire year this year with no story. It's crazy. Crazy. Good to see you streaming, brother. Hope this dev stream goes better than the last one. We actually got some real news of the story. I am actually hoping that too, Josh. I am hoping that too. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you very much. Better than not knowing when it releases. True, but kind of sucks that it's not going to be till December. That's a while away. That is a while away. Hey, what's up, Badface? Welcome in. Grim, my friend. Welcome back. Freemium improvements, so at least they pay at least once. Yeah, we'll see what they say, right? Could be the case. Sup, Shadow Bills? Vintastic, welcome in. Dogu? How's it going, Dogu? Have you missed anything? Well, they came right off the bat with story update, and they said it's going to be coming in the holiday season, pretty much. So this December is probably when the story will be here, and the first chunk of story will be 7.8, and the second bit will be 7.8.1. But apparently they've got combat updates, free-to-play improvements, and some other stuff, so I want to hear about that. And they're going to be talking about DirectX 12. So I'm also quite eager to know what they have to say. It better be long. Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope so, man.
All right, and we are back, and I'm joined by Bryant. If you want to give a quick introduction for yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Bryant Woods, Senior Systems Designer on Star Wars The Old Republic.
All right, and just before me and Bryant jump into our section, I heard that we might have had a quick stream drop, and so I just want to give just the super quickest of recap on the end of the last section that we were just in. So again, just super quick. Our plan for story, if you missed that last part, is that we are targeting Galactic Threads to be delivered at 7.8, which is our holiday update coming this year. Masters Enigma will fast follow in 7.8.1, which is our kind of late winter, early spring update the year after. And then our 2 date nights are targeting 7.8.1, which is that update I just named, which would be Kira and Torian. Those are the 2 dates that are targeting for that game update. So.
Holy shit, that basically confirms that the story is not going to be finished until next year. And even then it won't be finished in early parts of the year, right? Because this isn't the ending of the total conclusion of the story. Well, actually, I'm not going to get into that. Maybe it is. That's kind of speculation. All right, let's keep listening.
Just a reminder about some of the things that we try to do with Galactic Seasons, and then I'll let Brian get into some of the specifics. So as always with Galactic Seasons, what we're really trying to do is kind of drive you into some kind of gameplay content, gameplay systems. So you can think about previous seasons. We've driven you into Uprisings. We've driven you into Strongholds even. Last season, very specifically, we drove you into Uprisings. You're going to notice, because you're probably already reading my screen, that Kazakin's back. And we actually did a little bit of a test run sneakily last season, where we wanted to experiment a little bit with what would happen if we messed with gameplay inside of Uprisings. Teaser, we're going to do that again a little bit. Kaizakin's doing it again. And we wanted to, again, do that as a test bed, but we're going to round that up a little bit. Not only are we going to experiment and bring you into Flashpoints, which is obviously a lot more prominent and more played content than Uprisings were. But we're also going to support that in a broader way by making changes not only within the season, but also to some more supporting systems around it that we're going to talk a little bit more about. So again, that's kind of some of the goals that we were aiming for with Galactic Season 9. Brian, if you want to take it away a little bit.
Yeah, so like Musco said, our focus of this season is going to be on having players do flashpoints. And we are going to carry over the mechanic from last season with Uprisings, where there will be special buffs that you can activate within that content. So we'll have the 3 buffs from last season, the Circa combat drones, unstable radiation field, and the destruction overload. But this season we're adding in 2 more, the experimental repulsor field and projectile probes, which we'll actually go over now. So the experimental repulsor field, when you activate this buff, you'll be given a temporary ability bar, which will come with 2 abilities. The first is Lift. You can levitate strong enemies or weaker, and then by lifting them, it enables you to use the second ability, Throw, where you can throw the lifted enemy into other enemies to deal some damage.
I wish it came with the screaming and running civilian as part of it. So, missed opportunity.
Yes, unfortunately, civilian not included. Then the second will be the projectile probes. This will create 2 probes that will passively hover around the player and fire projectiles towards enemies while you're in combat.
Cool. So let's talk about the rewards. One of the things we didn't do with Galactic Season 8 that we really wanted to make sure to focus on this time, I think we kind of created a little bit of confusion when we showcased, especially the hairstyles in Galactic Season 8. I think because we didn't show a lot of some of the standard rewards when we showed the hairstyles, we saw some of the sentiment in chat, especially initially before we got to the reward article, that hairstyle may have been a replacement, or that we might have taken away some of the standard rewards that players might have expected, like weapons or armor or something. Even though we had obviously set a precedent that those were some of the standard rewards, again, we might have created some confusion.
Absolutely nobody cared. Nobody cares about anything at all that he's talking about right now.
Is show you the list of rewards up front of what's coming in the Galactic Season track. Just know that our intention is that the standard things you can expect, like base and prestige armor sets, base and prestige weapon sets, mounts, titles, etc., all that stuff is what we consider to be the standard rewards you will get inside of a season. We'll tell you if we're ever not going to do those standard things, and when we show you or talk about special stuff, it's special, which means in addition to, not necessarily in replacement of. So our goal wasn't really to scare anybody in any of those things. And as always, look forward to articles where we will highlight any of those special things in any of those cases. So just wanted to call that out. And that's why we're going to start doing something more like this up front to show you what some of the list of those rewards are. Brian?
Yeah, so we have a lot of the rewards that are usual on screen right now. And I did want to call out that this season, a lot of the rewards will be themed based on Andor Season 2.
Yeah, that's a real heavy theme kind of throughout here. So I know we're going to highlight and show some of the specific ones, but just like as an example, like the Yavin themed decorations.
Okay, I really not bothered about the Andor Season 2 stuff. Interested by this though. Ascendant Admiral armor set. That sounds interesting, but I need to see it, right? I need to see it. But for the most part, nobody really cares about this. Not that many people are going through the entire season track, and if they are, they're not necessarily doing it for the little bits of armor that they're putting on there. I mean, that they've had the occasional mount that's looked okay. Like I know some people wanted the Drummond cars and Coruscant Andor themed mount that they did or whatever it was. That's fine, but I just don't see them as particularly desirable, and it's not good endgame loop, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not something that a veteran player is interested in doing so much. Like, we want something new. So this is a new mount that they're doing, and this is from the reward track, which should scream at you the reason why we're not a huge fan all the time. Exactly, right? WTF is that?
These will be what we call our base versions,
and then there's this one. I don't know, man. Like, they don't look amazing, and none of the mounts are particularly unique for any given reason. So just adding more and more and more and more of them in just makes it feel, what's the word? Meaningless. You know, it makes it feel meaningless to have them. That actually kind of looks cool. I like the texturing on that. I'm not sure about it being yellow. I kind of like it. It is what it is. This is the meta achievement reward. So this is what you get for at the end of it.
Especially on the live stream, we know many of you like to game for those completing out the Galactic Season track and then aiming for some of the meta achievements and stuff that are there. And so we really want to make sure to highlight what you're able to earn as part of that meta achievement as well. Like last season, that was one of the hairstyles, and then this season, of course, it's the it's that. Yep. So let's talk about, as I mentioned.
Yeah, it's literally that customization is what's at the end. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but is it really worth it to be right at the end?
To support the surrounding content, being flashpoints, and the way that you play flashpoints, one of the ways you play flashpoints, of course, is going in through Activity Finder. So let's talk about some of the changes we're making to Activity Finder this season, or just in general, but impacts this season.
Yeah, so giving a brief overview of how Activity Finder works currently, players are able to select a role and go into Activity Finder for.
All right, these are good changes. You can actively select which role you want to play, and you can now change your combat style while in the queue for flashpoints. That's a pretty neat quality of life improvement, because sometimes I am kind of on the edge. Like, do I want to play tank? Do I want to play damage dealer? I can let the gods decide my fate sometimes, you know? So I don't mind that. I don't hate it or anything. That's kind of okay. And it's a good game design improvement. Usually they go for these very weird things to improve, but this is something, I guess, that's kind of useful. I don't mind that at all. The fact you can change your combat style while in the queue, as it says right here, that's pretty big for the people who are grinding out dailies and weeklies on Master Mode flashpoints and stuff. So just that there alone, I think, is pretty worth it.
Get all of the discipline trees selected. That'll get you the gear that you want. Very great for swapping in between roles and queue.
Yeah. So this will definitely be one of those places where having multiple combat styles will become really useful. So being a subscriber obviously becomes important, because that's one of the places that you can only do it as a subscriber. Having multiple loadouts become key, right? Because it'll allow you to switch between those things. Being able to change combat specializations in the field, which is a legacy perk. Like, this is where all those things are suddenly become really apparent for you, because now you can do it. You don't have to lock into the thing you want to decide before you even queue up into your favorite flashpoint, because now it's just the thing you can do on the fly before you even get in there. Yep.
And along with the Galactic Season, there will be a new queue within the group finder. It'll be called the Flashpoint Resurgence queue. Every week, this queue will have 1 or 2 veteran flashpoints, which will match the weekly objectives from Galactic Season. Players will be able to queue for this Flashpoint Resurgence queue along with all the other queues. And I did see some people in chat calling out on that last screen. You may have saw that.
No, that's not what it means, Caledon. It's basically saying that if you have the loadouts ready to be able to swap between a healer or damage dealer and the combat style ready and such, then it allows you to check more than one box. So you can check DPS and tank at the same time, for example, and the queue will just pop with whatever is needed. And it will tell you what you are going to be, and it's going to let you change to that before you enter.
Operations in order to receive credit for the bonus and the weekly mission, but there are 13 that you have chosen in this case. Then on the right side, when you're ineligible, we will make sure that the screen is grayed out highlights in red that you're ineligible and shows you exactly how many of that piece of content needs to be selected. In this case, only 24 out of the 25 veteran flashpoints have been chosen, so you would not be eligible for that reward bonus.
So if there's some very specific pieces of content that I don't want to pick, I would be able to uncheck them, is what you're saying.
I am. And Muska, what would that be for you? What would you be unchecking from this game?
Well, that gave me a loaded question there, Brian. Well, okay, so I can't say that there's anything that I specifically wouldn't want to play, but let me give you an example of something that maybe I wouldn't want to pick, at least in today's game, right? So let's go way back in time to like Black Talon, right? So if I go into Black Talon, one of the problems that I always run into is that, especially for newer players, it's the first flashpoint they get into. It takes honestly a long time because there's lots of cutscenes, the story-based flashpoint, and a newer player especially might be coming in and playing it and they want to see those cutscenes, right? And so I have to ask them nicely sometimes, you know, to at least spacebar through it, or I just know that it's going to take me maybe even upwards of an hour to play that flashpoint, especially if they want to play through and see those story cutscenes, whereas some other flashpoints really should only probably take me 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that's actually very common feedback that we've seen around Activity Finder and the content involved. So we made an additional change to Activity Finder coming up.
And what's that?
When players will queue for a veteran or master flashpoint via Activity Finder, cinematics will be immediately skipped and replaced with a brief fade to black. No requesting spacebar is going to be needed.
Oh, isn't that nice? And so there's some very specific nuance that I want to call out here, especially because obviously playing story through flashpoints is a very interesting and important component of our game. So if you want to play story in flashpoints, which is obviously important, you can and should still do so, and you will need to do it through solo story or story difficulties. That's how you play those flashpoints in story. In fact, if you want to play story in a flashpoint, even in veteran or master, you actually can. The key is what you need to do is you need to form a group. So even in a group, you can give yourself and your 3 best friends, put them in a group. Let's say Black Talon as an example. You go, you know what I really want to do? I want to make sure I kill the captain in a cutscene. You grab your 3 friends. You can form a group, set it to veteran or master, and walk into the phase gate. As long as you do it outside of Activity Finder, we will not fade to black on you. Which actually does bring up an important point that I want to make sure that we call out. Any choices that happen during cutscenes, Black Talon being a good example, because the path changes depending on what choices are made. Those choices are automatically made for you inside of any of those flashpoints. No dark or light side points are made inside of these fades and blacks. It all just happens in the darkness. And so you don't have to worry about it. Our goal is to just make this move along speedily. So no one has to ask nicely about space barring inside of chat.
Super nicely.
Super nicely, because everyone does it super nicely.
Yeah, only nicely.
Only nicely.
And then as a bonus, while we were looking at flashpoints, we also took a look at the leveling experience through flashpoints. And we identified
there is this weird trend where the developers like to remove things from the game and call it a feature. Now, I understand that not having to skip the cutscenes yourself must seem like a really nice privilege to have, but honestly, it's also very redundant. This is going to be bad for new players who join the queue. They're not going to know what the story is, and this is meant to be a story-driven game. So what they're saying is that you need to manually form up a group if you want to play the story. That's kind of weird. That's what the Activity Finder is there for, is for you to find a group. So I'm a bit conflicted as to why that they've done that. And it doesn't really clarify decisions that you make in a flashpoint, right? Like the Black Talon, for example, if you choose a light side option or a certain dark side option, it actually changes the boss fight. You get a different boss fight. So if it's just going to automatically skip through them, which one is it going to be? Is it going to be random? You know? So there's a slight loophole there, especially with the Black Talon at the very least. So I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of that. I'm not going to lie. I think that's very needless. I think if you were just going to make a skip cutscenes mode, you could just have an option for that, like players vote for that when they enter the flashpoint, skip cutscenes, and then it enables it or something. It doesn't need to be just on by default. That's kind of... I don't like that, I'm not going to lie.
That were selected for players as part of the leveling experience. We're basically just finishing that up in 7.7.1. So this is Merc and Commando, Operative Scoundrel, Sorc Sage. That's happening here. Not going to go into super specifics in the stream, but basically it's just we've made a whole bunch of changes about, again, what the default talents are that are selected across the disciplines as you level up through those classes. And then there's a few other balance changes that are being made. Again, not going to read them. You can read them for yourself, but we just wanted to put those examples for you. So again, for a robust list of changes about what those default selections are for people through that leveling experience and any other balance changes that are happening, look to the forums, especially as we get closer to 7.7.1 and then the patch notes. We just wanted to let you know that we're kind of finishing that audit for that default leveling experience, along with a few additional balance changes that are coming in 7.7.1 as well.
Yeah, giving all the flashpoints a story mode, a solo mode, would have been the key there. Or again, just as something that pops up when all the players are inside the flashpoint or something, and they all get to vote on skipping the cutscenes, and then it just skips them throughout the rest of the flashpoint. It would be that simple. I don't understand why they've gone through these different loops to make that work. It could have been so simple. You just have 4 people in a group, you all join, one person presses the skip cutscenes button, everybody else says yes, and then it continues. That's it. That would have been all you needed. That would have been literally it.
Account stays secure and safe. And so starting in 7.7.1, the only additional change that we're going to make to that is that you also must have logged in within the previous 30 days to receive those 100 cartel coins. That's it. End of story, right? And so if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you do not currently have a security key on your account, what you should be doing, along with hooking up Twitch Drop, so you're getting that free stuff.
So if you have a security key enabled, they're going to stop you from getting cartel coins accrued over time. What the hell? They're taking something else away. What is with these weird changes? Like, they started with something kind of good, and now 2 things in a row. Like, that's just weird. Why would you not let people have the 100 cartel coins? Like, it literally takes a full year to get over 1,000. That's insane. That is greedy. I totally agree. That's completely greedy.
Is talking about some free-to-play changes that we're making. Before we get into the new ones in 7.7.1, we wanted to backtrack a little bit and talk about some of the ones that we made prior to 7.7.1, because we haven't actually talked about them on stream previously. They've been in patch notes, but they've been a little bit disparate, kind of spread over a few different patches. But most of them have kind of been focused all around movement and mobility. So we kind of put them all under one bucket. So Brian, I guess I can let you cover these kind of now that I kind of set the bucket up for it, if you want to run through them.
Sure, yeah. Some of the changes that went into our 7.x patches, all players receive Sprint at level 1. It was previously only available at level 10, so it makes it easier for you to move around some of those early zones. All players can now train speeder piloting at level 10. This was moved down from level 25. Alongside this, we've also released a couple mounts that no longer require speeder piloting, so there are more options for you to mount up early on. And then lastly, the core planets, the capital planets, now have onboarding missions that'll be granted to players, which guides you toward the mount vendor and make it easy for you to obtain that first mount.
Yeah, right. Because effectively before is unless you wandered across a vendor that sold mounts, you might have just never recognized that there was even mounts there.
You could have walked right past it.
Yeah, exactly. And so that wasn't the best experience for players to be able to get around, and our game is gigantic, and so we wanted to make sure that was there. Okay, so let's talk about this, and I'm going to give an example. I'm going to steal Brian's thunder and just talk about the first one, and then I'll kind of let him talk through some of these. So here's what we really wanted to focus on for the free-to-play improvements that we're making across 7.7.1. Players, free-to-play...
Finally, you can hide your head slot as a free-to-play player. Alright, that's good. Gain access to companion customizations, that's good. Gain access to using legacy titles, whatever. Earn rested XP, that's good. First cargo bay for free, whatever, that's fine. Escrow cost adjustments, I need to see the prices. Account types will have all quick bars unlocked. I don't mind that. That's really good, having all the quick bars unlocked. But what about the people that paid for them? Because I paid for those. So I'm just wondering, do I get reimbursed for my cost of the quick bars? Like I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.
half, you would have already ran into a restriction about customizing your appearance and the visual appearance of the way that you engage with the game, and you already can't use an item. And that really doesn't feel great. And so we wanted to focus our improvements on that experience for those players to remove that friction. So that's an example of kind of what we were really focusing on here. Bryant, if you want to kind of run through some of those.
Yeah, so the other improvements that'll be coming for free-to-play players is that they will have access to legacy titles. If you aren't already aware, legacy titles are the ones that will display underneath your character.
The stream paused. What happened?
Zone, easy to find, especially if you're looking for cantinas, where you will generate what we call rested experience, and that will boost up how quickly you can level when you do return to the game. They'll be able to gain the first cargo bay for free, making it easier to store things on their character. They'll be able to hide their head slot, so if you don't like the way your helmet looks, you can now disable that and you won't have to see your helmet.
Yeah, and the thing that too, just to bounce back a couple, but I can bucket them, is like the nice thing too, with like especially if you look at like earn rest XP and the first cargo bay. One thing that we wanted to be careful of too is we wanted to make sure that we didn't take any value away from people that were also subscribers, right? And so you look at like earn rest XP, subscribers are still going to earn XP faster than someone like a free to play player would. But subscribers also earn rest XP, right? So allowing free-to-play players to earn rest XP doesn't take anything away from subscribers. And same thing with like a cargo bay is that subscribers also get the first cargo bay free, as do preferred status players. And free-to-play players have a teeny tiny inventory, and so they need some way that they can have some kind of friction away from the storage.
Hey, Mr. Peter Parker, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can kind of alleviate some
Big agree with you on that, my friend.
As well.
Final Fantasy seems to have it in the
bag. And we made some adjustments to escrow as well. I'm not going to give all the specifics now, but just at as an example, at the top level, you used to get 600,000 credits for your purchase, and now you'll be getting 1 million credits for that purchase. And then lastly, all account types will have all quick bars unlocked.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy, right? We're an MMO. Everything goes on your quick bars, your abilities, your mounts, your toys. And so now everybody gets all quick bars. This is all players of all types. You all get them. You get a quick bar, you get a quick bar, you get a quick bar. So, easy one.
And we're not even done yet. There's more changes.
Oh, that's right. Yep. This one is very similar to like the companion customization of how frequently we would be like, hey, congratulations, you got a purple item. You can't equip it. So that's the setup if you want to talk through the specifics, Brian.
Yeah, so this...
Okay, that's good. So artifact equipment authorization is only going to be required for people of level 80 and above. And if you're below level 80, then you can still wear purple gear. Don't mind that. That's a step in the right direction. That is a step in the correct direction. So anybody under level 80, whether they're a free-to-play or a subscriber, you'll be able to wear purple gear. That's kind of okay for your leveling experience and stuff. And then the moment you hit level 80, it's going to talk about needing a subscription or that artifact authorization for the best gear in the game. So that's an interesting change. I like that. It's a step in the correct direction. Curious to know what you guys think of that.
Unimpacted. Done. Nice and simple and clean. So, and now you're thinking, well, that's cool. That's all free-to-play stuff. I'm a subscriber. Where's my cool stuff? Well, don't worry. We got you covered too.
Yeah, for subscribers, we're going to be hosting a new event. This is going to be a login rewards event that will run
so that was
September
it then.
9th until December 9th. Yep. And this will be leveraging our our login reward system. If you aren't familiar, we give you rewards just for logging into SWTOR. There is a calendar for all players to progress through and achieve rewards. And then if subscribers log in...
Subscriber-only login event for some rewards. Augment materials, unique XP boosts and crafting boosts and more. None of that is worth anything when there's no new content. I don't understand why they don't understand this. If you're going to release things like that, you need content to go side by side with it. And if the story is delayed until December, then this shouldn't be coming out yet. It should be coming out when the December update comes out. Fair enough, it's an event. It is what it is. But it's basically just a login reward. That's not a huge thing for us. We've had those in the past. That's not a big thing or even necessarily a good thing. Again, this is fluff. This is fluff content. This is the illusion of them doing something, which I'm not a fan of. Honestly, I'm not a fan of. The time and the resources could have gone towards something else. I can't believe they ended the free-to-play improvements there. They were on such a roll. They were doing so well. And that was it. I'm disappointed.
I finally can get legendary status because I haven't done it, or I'm going to start working on some alt that I haven't worked on through leveling through the game. Well, this event will be a place that you can do it. Or maybe none of that appeals to you and you're like, well, I just want something cool. Well, what about if you got a K2 SO inspired ship droid companion customization?
Ooh, that sounds nice.
You know, who doesn't love the ship droid? Everybody should if they don't.
More Andor
Who
themed
doesn't love
stuff.
Andor? So,
As if we didn't have
put those
enough
two
of that
things together,
already.
and you'd be able to get that, you know, all in one place. So that's what the event will be able to do. There is one thing that I think is worth pointing out for this event very specifically. This event will run from September 9th to December 9th, and this event is a use it or lose it event. And so the currency and the vendor is going to go away at the end of the event. So these rewards are very, very gameplay focused. We want you to be logged in, get those 4 times a week logins, get those tokens, spend those tokens, use them to get those benefits. Because at the end of it, when December 9th comes up, that vendor is going away, and so is the currency. You will not be able to hold it till later. There is no later. So make sure that you are getting in and getting those rewards, because the rewards are good, so get them.
But any of the items you purchase will not be removed. You can hold on to those until you're ready to use them.
Correct. Yeah, we're not going to like take an XP boost out of your inventory or something, but the currency and the vendor will not be there anymore. So just want to make sure we call that out. Yep. And Feast is coming back with some new sweet stuff to earn.
Every fall, Feast comes back to SWTOR. It's one of our events full of various mini games, encourages you to hunt world bosses and to engage in a little friendly competition between some huts.
Bake some pies.
So Feast this year will run from October 7th until November 4th. And as always, we'll come with a vendor full of plenty of awesome rewards you can earn. And we want to show you some of the new decorations coming. So we're going to have this banquet hanging light. We're also going to have the Grand Feast mantle, the regal wall shelf on the bottom. I always love the decos for Feast. There's so many of them.
They're so good.
And speaking of so many, I'm not going to read everything in this screenshot, but all of these rewards are also going to be part of Feast. And then outside of decorations, we also have a few new armor pieces that will be available from the Feast vendor. As you can see here, we have the Feast attendee robe in 2 versions. One comes with a nice scarf, and the other comes with no scarf, which really shows off that necklace around the neck. Alongside this is going to be the Feast attendee head wrap that you can see on the right character.
So good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the state of the game in 2025. Just bake some pies and earn this outfit. One of them has a scarf, and the other one doesn't. Whoa!
Okay, so that is a lot of stuff. There's a whole Galactic Season. Obviously, stay tuned for the Galactic Season article, because you saw the mounts. You didn't even see all of the decos and the armor sets and the weapon. Like, the rewards are amazing this season. So stay tuned for the full Galactic Season article for features and all that. We obviously made lots of supporting changes for all the Flashpoint changes. I didn't see chat, but I have to imagine there's some excitement around a lot of those things. Don't worry.
This is like the 4th live stream where Eric has said, I can't see chat. Dude, please look at the freaking stream chat. What are you doing? How are you gonna live stream as the game director and not read the chat? Or is it because if you did, you would see an on-course of negative criticism towards the things that you are making? Holy shit. Could you be more out of touch? Could you be more out of touch? Guys, they started quite well, but honestly, as this goes on, it's just fluff. It's always just fluff with these guys. It's, hey, look at this thing that we changed that we didn't need to change. Oh my god, please subscribe. Oh, look at these rewards. What was it somebody said in the chat just now? Look at that light bulb. Whoa, a light bulb for my stronghold. Oh, I'm so excited to have another light bulb. I can't wait to put that next to the other light bulb that I have. So incredibly excited. Ah, man. I think I'm just really bummed out about the story not being until December. That's insane. That's honestly... Thank you, Stuck on the Dock. I needed a little laugh just now. Thank you. Nobody at SWTOR is paying attention to their chat, certainly not the community manager. No, like, apparently none of them are. That's insane. Insane that they would go live and not read the stream chat. They have 2,500 people tuning in right now and they're not reading the chat. They need to give every flashpoint a story mode if they are making these changes. I completely agree, Peter. I completely agree. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, dearie me. Sam just joined World of Warcraft. What could have been, right? If only I was into that game like 10 years ago. Is this the best there is out there? Apparently. Apparently. Alright, here we go.
Welcome back. I'm back. I said back twice with Brad.
Yes, you did. I'm still Brad. I'm the art director for SWTOR, and we have a lot of things to talk about.
We do. We're going to talk about Cartel Market. We're going to talk about character select modernization.
Right. We're also going to talk about character modernization minus select.
Minus select, right? And
you want to say this together, or is it your turn?
Okay, what?
On DX12. I did it.
Okay.
Nailed it. We're so in sync.
Are we done?
I don't know.
I think we're live.
Cool. This is good. Just good.
Okay. All right.
I think we covered it all.
We did. Oh, hey, look, a new hairstyle.
It is, and it's inspired by Andor.
It is.
I'm
inspired.
sensing a theme today.
A couple of things from Andor, yes, because that is something we like to do.
That's
Give
true.
people the ability to role play in the current hotness
In Star Wars.
Is this the Mon Mothma hairstyle? I feel like it is. Not really bothered. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We all already have our characters. The game is literally 15 years old. Like, come on. I have my character already. And unless you're going to change it so that I can change my appearance with credits rather than cartel coins, I'm not going to be too interested in character customization. You know, most of us made our characters right at the start, right at the origin, the way that we intended them to be. The things that we might want to change over time are things that do change over time. And your hairstyle being vastly different on your Sith Lord or your Jedi is kind of weird, especially lore-wise. So who does this actually work for? Is it the smugglers? The troopers? I mean, troopers are going to be wearing helmets more often than not. Smugglers, maybe? I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is. Not a huge fan of this hairstyle. Don't really care for it. I don't think there is many hairstyles that they could put in this game and I would be like, oh my god, a new hairstyle. I don't see it as something to be excited for.
Turned out great.
Yeah, they're
Hairstyle
awesome.
turned out great. The one thing we can't show because of reasons is...
Oh, yes.
Do we want to talk about that now?
Yeah, you can mention it, yeah.
A amazing test pilot outfit that we have coming up soon that should be in the article.
Yeah, oh yeah, there'll definitely be a Cartel Market article, yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it. We just didn't have the asset ready to show.
A new test pilot
It's
outfit.
It's the player.
We have a
If you
lot of
watch
those
Andor,
already.
Just watch Andor, like the opening sequence of
First
episode
few
1.
season, or the first few episodes.
Yeah, watch
have
yeah. It's in like the first 10 minutes of episode 1 and you'll see what it's inspired by.
It's fantastic.
It's really good. Yeah.
Here's another player requested mount. This is the Imperial mini sub from Anon, which is a complement to the Republic mini sub we put out in 7.7.
Yeah, this is based on the Imperial Manon Taxi, basically, right? Because we did the Republic Manon Taxi in 7.7.
And you have to have both.
Yeah, when he says player requested, I think he just means that somebody asked for a vehicle that was already in the game to be made a mount. Which is fine, I don't mind that.
Hovers.
The wings on the side of this mount are literally reskinned. And they are actually reskinned from something in here. I can literally show you. Look at this. I already had something up ready, look. Because, you know, I do stuff. Not that one. Not that one. Did I not set up those changes earlier? Here it is. It's a reskin of the wings off of this Starfighter. That's literally where it's from. I recognized it immediately.
Game. We didn't make the sales, but so here's what it is. The sales are around these dates, so it's exactly what it says. July 30th mounts.
Pointing.
If I do this, they can look.
Okay, there.
Yeah, so August 11th is tunings, toys, and crystals. August 23rd is weapons. These are the ranges for the sales. It's always possible they could shift a little bit.
Yeah.
If they do, the people that run the sales will tell Jackie. Jackie will tell you.
Your mileage may vary on dates.
There.
Yeah.
He said it. That's how it works.
Okay, Cartel Market Sale. July 30th, it's mounts. August 11th, it's tunings, toys, and crystals. August 23rd, it's weapons. September 4th, it's armor. September 16th, it's decorations. Fair enough. It is what it is.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, look. Character select modernization.
This is the one with select.
All right.
This has select.
Show
so
me
you
this.
know it's different.
It's true.
Show me this.
The character select screen is one funnel that everybody goes through in the game.
If you have a character.
Well, most people have characters in the game. I don't know how you would play it otherwise. But when you select your character, we noticed some easy wins in improving the look and feel of that space. In our efforts to modernize the game, we realized that there's some lighting changes we could make.
They need to put, like, crafting skills, levels, all, like, the little side stuff about your characters next to the actual character, like a nameplate or something like that.
This is the place you can see your character at the highest resolution. We get a lot of screenshots from this area.
Right. Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure this was a nice presentation for you.
Yeah, and one thing that I'll point out too, especially when we're looking here, because you're on your ship. Brad just said at a high resolution. One thing to call it is you are on your ship, but you are not on your ship, right? Like, this is a special place.
It's a different soundstage constructed for you to specifically choose your character.
Right, so it's in character select. It's character select on your ship. It's not on your ship on your ship. So what you're seeing here is not something that you're going to see running around on your ship. Just one thing that we want to clarify.
Right,
Yep.
but on the left you see what it is currently. And on the right, you see a little bit of better shadows, a little bit of better lighting, a little depth of field, just to bring more focus to the character that you're selecting.
Right. And when you see this in motion, which you're going to right now, is when it really pops.
Right. So this is live and updated lighting, better presentation, I feel.
Yeah. And then with everything all together.
Right.
And we did one version on rep. And
Okay, so they added volumetrics and better lighting. What the hell? Is that it? Is that it? And a depth of field? You added a blur to the camera? And we're patting ourselves on the back? Because we added a blur? Just that thing that was invented about 80 fucking years ago? Holy shit. Congratulations. They figured out the fucking depth of field button. Holy shit. I'm so happy for them. What will they find next week?
they were like, hey, I think we're going to do character select modernization. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And then the first image came up and I was like, oh my God. I can't say the words I actually said on the live stream, but I did internally.
It just felt like an obvious choice because it's something everybody funnels through.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just modernizing it. Like, that's literally it. They're using the same techniques that they've already used inside of the game. They're bringing it to the character select screen. Is that literally it? Is that seriously it? Dark side corruption fixes for skin colors. More hair and Montreal colors. Face definition and texture smoothing added to Rataki.
Yep.
Right.
They did.
The texture updates that we applied to your human characters in 7.7, we've applied to the Ratataki.
Yep, and we'll show you those in a second.
In a second. We've done a lot of work on dark side corruption because we've identified some issues there.
We'll show you. So you'll see that.
Get out your bingo cards because we have added quite a bit of hair and Montreal color customizations.
We sure have, yes.
We will look at those in a moment.
We sure will.
Ratataki now has improved neck seams and better facial.
Yeah.
Probably
textures.
Big Joe.
I wish like I had
Probably.
a laser pointer that worked that they could see my laser pointer. This is where you need annotation.
Even if you had a laser pointer, they wouldn't be able to.
No, that's true. But like, especially on like the biggest thing is like on the like this part of there, like if I'm doing this and it's like they're here, like this here, like you can see like really see texture difference there, and especially on the neck seam, like it's very.
Your neck seam is pretty bad, so
Help me, Brad.
I'm not gonna touch that. Yep, that's beyond my capability.
Thank you. Yep. Okay, let's talk about dark side corruption.
This
Yep.
is finicky.
Yeah, this one's very interesting. So I think the best example that I can use to talk through this, especially for people that are not familiar with it, is the third row, skin color 36, right?
Down there, point at it.
Yeah, right. Skin color 36, third row, right? So if you picked a dark-skinned human, right, and then you start going through, and one thing for context is this has been in the game effectively since launch, right? Like
Right.
this is a very long-standing bug that we are now fixing, right? So you have to understand that there's some history here. So again, you pick third skin, dark skin human. As you start getting dark side corruption, what you would expect, and I'm gonna use some art terms, you tell me if I start saying something incorrect,
I'll buzz you.
the skin hue would start to get desaturated,
Correct.
right?
At an
Slow-
expected progression.
Right, a little bit, it would start to desaturate slightly every time your dark side level goes up.
Correct.
Right? That's the expected behavior, because that does happen. You get dark side 1, desaturates a little. Dark side 2, desaturates a little.
They're just saying that they're fixing how dark side corruption works on characters with certain skin colors. I think they're going for this particular skin color, and they've just chucked the others in as reference. But it looks like they've made some changes here that do actually affect them. This bottom row is the one you should really be looking at, because that's what the changes are going to be. Interesting. I mean, fair enough. If it makes it look better, then sure. But the problem that you have here is that because it's been in the game for so long, people kind of expect it to look that way now, or are already working with it in that way, if that kind of makes sense. So I'm not sure if that needed to be fixed immediately. I mean, sure, whatever. Looks like they've done it, ticked it off the list. Not sure why or how it was found into the list of priorities for the dev stream. Could be just a side note in the upcoming article or whatever. That it is what it is. We'll take that, I guess. It just seems like they've added it in there, so they've got something to talk about. I'm not gonna lie. It's very minuscule, I think. Very minuscule.
It was doing something that was unintended and shouldn't have been applying in this way, because it's not doing it in an expected curve
Right.
of desaturation that dark side corruption should have been applying to.
Right.
And now that we're doing modernization, we're touching all of these skins.
Correct. It's in the array of things that we're touching as we approach.
Yeah, thanks for the followers and subs, guys. Appreciate that.
Right. And we realize it's been this way for a while. That's not an excuse, though. We're here, we're fixing it, and so that's why we're doing it now. So that's all the context, the whole history. So here we are, we're fixing dark side corruption. This is what it will look at the bottom row. That is what dark side corruption will now appear like for many of these skins to properly start to desaturate these skins as they go across the dark side corruption levels.
Right.
So there you go. I think it's the full gambit of info.
We did it.
Now let's talk about some new things.
Oh, wait a minute. Last time we talked about skin color options.
That's right.
We unlocked a few of those,
We did.
right? We have now unlocked a few
A few.
hundred,
A few.
a few hundred
Yeah.
hair and Montreal
Yeah.
customization color choices.
That's right.
Not only just for humans.
That's right. It's for, I'm not going to remember all the species. We'll get there. We'll remember when we get there.
There's
It's
a chart.
Yeah, there's a chart. It's human,
There is a chart.
human cyborg, Chiss, Zabrax. There's a bunch. But yeah. And then we kind of put hair in the same bucket as Montrails.
Right.
Because they don't have hair. They have Montrails. But effectively what this is, for anyone that was paying attention in 7.7 or anyone that plays Togruta, if you remember the skin tones that we applied, I'm miming, here, we've now put them here.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Anything that's actually added, especially when it's something easy like colors, right? It's fine. It's fine. I don't see it as a selling point, you know? there are plenty of games that come out these days with really intricate character creation. So I'm not sure what they're trying to compete with. I don't think there's much to compete with here. That is necessary or appropriate for them in their league. So this is a win. But again, it's not something that is difficult. It's just color. It's not huge. Like, they could have done that at any point, and it shouldn't have like affected them in any way, really. Expanded hair and Montreal color options. So you got Kafar, Chis, Cyborg, Human, Miraluka, and Miraleon, Togruta, Zabrak, for both Republic and Imperial. So that's your Iridonian Zabrak and your Dathomirian Zabrak. Is it Dathomirian? Is it something else? I think Dathomirian is still accurate. But yeah, we should have Dathomir in the game. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool planet.
Yes. That you probably like. Think of our cartel market. No, I'm not gonna say
Do
that.
they know what topic?
I don't know. It depends on how old you are. I mean, Hot Topic still exists, doesn't it?
Probably.
Does Hot Topic still exist? Thank you.
Chat. What did
Okay,
they-
great. Thank you. Brooks confirmed for me.
Oh, also, before we forget, didn't we unlock hair for Zabrak?
Skin tones for Imperial Zabrak.
Okay, so
Skin
skin
tones for
tones,
Imperial- I
yeah,
knew it was
because there was
gonna
some
be-
inconsistency between the number of skins between Republic and Imperial skin, in Republic and Imperial Zabraks, due to some things back at launch.
Right.
They didn't have the same number of skin tones. Now they do. I think they now have the same amount of skins or something like that. There's a little bit more parity. We should get that specific and let it know. But I know there's something that we did there with adding some more skins to Imperial. I think we've given them parity is what it is, but we'll get you that answer.
Right.
There's some nuance in there that just...
It is a lot of new options.
It's a lot
of new
With all
options.
these numbers, the nuance in there gets lost sometimes. But
I think if we add more, we'll get into infrared and ultraviolet.
it's going to get Korea. When were you making a joke about bees having hair or something?
When bees decide to play our game, then we'll get into ultraviolet.
If there's any
or
bees out there
infrared.
playing our game, holler. Let us know.
How
I don't... If they can play our game, they can probably type. I don't know. Okay.
Hey, DX12.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this. We're talking about bees. I don't even understand. Okay. So the goals of this initiative have not changed since last time we talked about it, but I don't...
Bane and Xana tattoos would be cool. Totally agree. Like the art that's on the front cover of the book. Hell yeah. I'd get that any day.
I mean, I don't think there's been a stream in the last year and a half that we've done. I'm tearing my eye. That we haven't talked about modernization
In
of
some
kind,
way, right.
So this is obviously pretty important to us.
Have the game run on new tech. I wonder if they're talking about like new PC tech, or could this be something about consoles?
Shadows and reflections and visual effects and particle effects and all kinds of things that as artists we can't do right now in our current engine. Our current engine is very capable, but there's a few rendering things that we're lacking a bit in, and DX12 will afford us that, as well as give us a better foundation for developing for the future. Kinds of things in the future that haven't happened yet.
Yeah, and so we're always looking. Like, we never stopped developing towards DX12, and obviously we never stopped doing modernization efforts, and so DX12 fits under that bucket, right? And so where are we? Great question, person that asked that, for the slide that we're talking about. So we have a functioning version of the game on DX12.
Yes, we do.
But functioning is asterisk, but we have one, right?
Right.
Right now, where we're working is getting the UI to work there,
Right.
because that's a big bucket of work, right?
And it's important to have UI, but I don't think you could play the game.
I don't think you can play a game without a user interface.
I don't think Keith could play the game.
I don't think so. And so that's important. And baseline shaders, that's fancier art words. But just know, we have a functioning version of the game.
Right.
We have some bigger hurdles still to get past to get to the point of having a player functioning version of the game.
Right.
Because those are different things. So really what that all means is the middle bullet.
Right.
Our next step is to get towards a technical alpha. All of you understand what alphas mean. That means early playable version for you to get your hands on. Think of like how we handled Mac, right? Where like a technical alpha that's a tech test that we want to try to get probably a limited number of players. I don't know. Who knows exactly what our rollout of this will look like? But our goal is ultimately the same. we want to try to get DX12 in your hands as soon as we can to start getting you testing on it, breaking it, not breaking it. Maybe it just works like a dream, and
Maybe it works first time.
and we just keep rolling forward so that we can get this rolled out as soon as we can, so that we can start unlocking some of the things that Brad mentioned.
And then we'll move on to DX13.
And then we move on to DX13, right? Is that thing? I honestly
I don't even know if it exists. I'm just making stuff
I don't
up.
know. But hey, look, they can't have a DX13 unless we get on DX12. I think that's one of their blockers, probably.
Numbers work that way, I guess.
That's probably, yeah. Just go straight to 14. What are they even doing? They should consult us.
We should just go straight. Wait, no.
Okay. So, anyway, as soon as we have, I don't have a timeline to talk to you about right now. We're obviously still working through, like I said, some hurdles on our side to get to the point of having a player functioning alpha. But as soon as we have more, we will let you know. Probably through a stream, unless something moves quickly, and then we would try to roll it into a PTS. Our next PTS is logically going to be 7-8, so that would probably be the next time you hear us talk about a PTS. But separate from that, if we have something that moves quickly, it would be a separate announcement, but most likely on a live stream. So just hold tight. We'll let you know when we have more details.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yep, as soon as we can. But we just wanted to make sure you heard about it because we haven't talked about it in some time. So and we haven't lost sight. That's a lot.
No, there's nothing on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not a lot. It's empty. Oh, wait, it's not. Oh, there's darn. Dang it. Okay.
okay.
Oh, tricky. That guy's tricking us. Okay. Story. Just to recap, in case you weren't here in the beginning, our plan, Galactic Threads coming in 7.8, which is our holiday update. Fast follow with Masters Enigma in 7.8.1. Date night also in 7.8.1, following in our next .1 update as planned. Our next Galactic season is Season 9, Flashpoint Resurgence. It's about flashpoints, hence the name, with a bunch of Andor-themed rewards. Stay tuned for the full article to showcase all those rewards that we didn't show, we talked about today. There's a bunch of surrounding quality of life updates around flashpoints, like the updates to Activity Finder, the no more yelling spacebar. People start asking people about spacebar, etc. Except for jumping. Free-to-play improvements to our free-to-play model. Very cool. Along with this, we didn't put the bullet there, but we should have for the subscriber event that's going to run from September 9th. So this way, something for free-to-play, something for subscriber at the same time. The combat updates rolling into 7.7.1. New feast rewards, new cartel market items, all the character modernization stuff, so both character select and all the individual character modernization things that are happening. And then we just talked about DX12 coming in the future.
Right.
Macarena. And then when's it coming?
Last bullet.
Yeah, I'm
Last
pretty
bullet,
sure that
space
was it,
one.
right?
It's coming later in
And
August.
you're right, Bad
Stay
First. At
tuned
least
for
it
a
wasn't
specific date
cringe.
in the
At least it
next,
wasn't
I don't know,
cringe.
hopefully in the next couple weeks, we should be able to put it on a launch date. We're getting pretty close. So as soon as we're locked down on a specific build and everything per usual, we'll give you a launch date as soon as we have one.
7.7.1 is coming in
that's all of it.
I think
August.
it's everything.
Thanks for joining me on my podcast.
You're welcome.
You like and subscribe for more content or recipes, whatever it is we do here.
Yeah, that's
And,
pretty great. Yeah, we did it.
Do we freeze frame now and roll
I
credits?
think so. Yeah, yeah. We could just be like, and then people would be like, "Oh my God, did the stream
the
break?
stream break?
Did
Yeah.
the stream break? It's offline."
Broke
Anyway,
already once.
That's true. I was on it, so I wouldn't know. That's fine. I just saw you guys just pointing at each other, and I was like, I don't know, did it break? I'm just gonna keep talking. Anyway, thank you all for coming to the stream. Hopefully you're excited about 7.7.1. I'll go catch up on anything, see if there's any questions or anything that need to be answered. But looking forward to what happens through the summer. So thank you all, and see you next time. Thanks, Brad.
I'm
Thanks,
sorry
everybody.
for tuning into the official stream first before coming here, Sam Senpai.
It's all good, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Potential.
Damn. We're gonna have a lot to cover with a new video. There are some minor interesting things in there. I mean, obviously the DX12 stuff is kind of exciting. And if there is going to be an alpha test, then I would definitely like to check that out for you guys. Get some videos going. That would be very cool. That would be very cool indeed. I wonder what this thing is with the interface upgrade, right? Interface improvements, whatever it was they said it is. That could be fun. Could be. Could be. Alright, anyways. I only came to check out the dev stream. And now I'm gonna fuck off. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching the dev stream with me. And be on the lookout for a video, because of course I will be talking about this in a video. Damn. Damn. Do wish it was a better stream. Do wish that. Guys, do me a favor though. If you want to check out somebody who's streaming right now, and also get your Twitch drops, then check out my good friend Aaron Kerr, also known as Doodoo Film. I'm putting his link in the YouTube chat right now. Please go check him out. Please just go watch him. Go do some lurking. Drop a Twitch Prime sub on him if you can. Dude makes awesome Star Wars content, and he's been going through a super rough time lately. I won't get into it, but dude deserves a smile, if you know what I'm saying. So get on that link, go check him out. Tell him Central sent you. Give him some love. Pretty please. Alright, thanks guys. I'll catch you all on the video. See you soon.